200 subscribers. Super random, but yes, thank you. What's up?
What up? It's Dez.
I'm Sida, and we are
Team Coco Caramel. Please like,
comment,
subscribe.
Yes, those are all the things. We gotta make sure we cover that. Like
Yes.
YouTube 101. We gotta make sure you add all those things in. I obviously am sick. If you couldn't tell by my voice, been sick, still sick, just sick. So bear with my voice in this video because
Sounds great, right? Raspy? Yeah.
I'm sounding real raw.
Sexy.
So
yeah,
we have you guys saw the last video and I'm sure you're like, what the fuck is Dez doing in Rwanda?
By himself.
And what an eventful trip it was. Y'all didn't see it on my side. I was not able to film my reaction, but let's just say when your significant other is in any type of accident in a different country where, you know, yes, they speak English, but they don't. And, you know, it was a whirlwind of emotions. And yeah, so this is our answer and explanation. Like, what the hell was he doing in Rwanda in the first place? What were you doing there?
What was I doing there? Well, I went there so that I could do some recon work and see if we could move there.
Right.
And see like what the housing situation was like. Just that whole kind of thing, like what would it cost to buy furniture? You know, that's why I was in stores, looking at beds, looking at just
couches.
Yeah, couches, just all the stuff. What Christmas potentially could be like there. Right? So those are the things that I went to Rwanda to do. And while I was there, well, you know, I got, you know, in an accident.
Things took a turn. So we definitely were about 95% moving to Rwanda. Like, it wasn't just like, hey, let's see what it looks like. It was, we were making moves, putting deposits down. We were taking the next step in our journey in the continent of Africa, and it was supposed to be Rwanda. After Dez returned back home, obviously we had this discussion when he was in the hospital bed, to be honest. Excuse me. We're definitely a couple of family that goes off of vibes and energies and just listening to what the universe has to say. And this was definitely a big wake-up call, I guess you could say, to fully look at just our journey to the continent as a whole. So we really had to reflect, I think, and
Soul search,
and specifically when it came to Rwanda. So if you can't guess, we're not going to Rwanda.
No. It's not happening.
Yeah, and honestly,
at least not right now.
Not right now. Definitely not right now. I know that my mental, spiritual state is not able to tackle whatever energies may be emanating and across everyone in just the situations that have risen due to us trying to go to Rwanda.
Like what?
So
like what?
The first one. Yes, there are a couple. The first one was actually when we decided to move out to Africa.
Yep.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So we actually bought our tickets to Rwanda. Surprise,
mm-hmm.
surprise, it wasn't Uganda.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we bought our tickets to Rwanda, smooth sailing, dogs, you know, waiting for, you know, to book. We booked early. We booked a month or so, a little bit over a month.
Like 35 days out.
Right. So we had to wait until a certain window to get the dogs onto the flight. Mind you, we did a shit ton of research. A lot of research to make sure, you know, that everything would run, you know, as smooth as possible, knowing, again, you travel, you're going to have the hiccups. It's going to happen. So the last piece was just waiting to get the dogs on the flight, followed everything that the airline told us. And then they said,
hey, you can't fly with your dogs.
you can't fly with the dogs.
Wait, hold up, what?
What do you mean? Like, I called you guys 3 times and spoke to you, and more than 3 times, because I confirmed and confirmed and confirmed even before I paid. As I'm like on the page and it says, submit payment, I called them to confirm that the dogs were okay, there were no issues, and was told, yeah, good to go. Yeah,
those 30-minute to hour-long phone conversations.
International.
Yeah.
So all in all, we couldn't get the dogs on. No matter how hard we tried, put in complaints, put in this, tried to find this way, that way, and mind you, we were also selling the RV, so we had a deadline when we had to be out. So that was our first resistance to even getting into the country of Rwanda. We navigated it by coming to Uganda. Obviously, really enjoyed our time here, but we still wanted to go to Rwanda. So the second event that happened, we decided to go visit.
Right, and you guys saw that on our bus trip video.
We decided to go visit.
And you'll see it. It'll be somewhere here. I'll put a little link.
One of these empty spaces.
Yeah, it'll be like
that's
a little
around
link.
us. And that resulted in that was supposed to be us scoping out, looking at areas, and really like, can we live here? Can we not? Do we like it enough? And that resulted in us basically we were there for a week.
We were there for a week.
A week, right? It was supposed to be longer, but we just did a week because we had studied enough or looked at enough places.
Right. So we felt confident enough, I guess, in our decision making to be like, okay, let's go here for a week.
Right.
Check the vibe out, and then
look at houses and understand that piece of it. Because again, we were about 80% sure that we would like Rwanda. And again, like it enough to experience it for 6 months and just actually live there and just experience Rwanda like we did Uganda. Out of those 7 days, we spent, Yosh got sick upon arrival coming out, and then Dez got sick.
Yeah, I got sick, right? Out of nowhere.
Got sick. Normally it happens, the family gets sick, and we normally get it from Yosh because, preschool are ill. But Des got sick out of the blue. 2 days of that.
Yeah, 2 days.
In the hotel.
Just in the hotel. Didn't leave the hotel. Navigating that, getting what he needs, and, going to the pharmacy because you can get certain meds from the pharmacy, and tackled it that way. And then we had to go to the hospital. So that was our first trip to the hospital in Rwanda. Right. So that was the first.
That was our first trip. Yeah. That's how it ended. Him in the hospital, and even when he came back, he was still, pretty sick, very disoriented. I've never, we've been together a long time. Like we're almost at 20 years. If you guys just we're a couple years shy of 20, not like, they're in their early teens. We're a couple years shy of 20 years of being together. And I've never seen him like this. I've never seen him sick like this before. So again, we just chalked it up as we kind of saw Rwanda, we got some food and, got to meet some cool people and connect and stuff like that. And just, got enough of a vibe where we're like, yeah, we still like Rwanda, it's just, we didn't do what we wanted.
Right, we didn't get to experience the city quite like we wanted to.
Right, but we still were not taking it off the list.
No, it was still very much like, hey, we like it enough, where we've seen enough, we researched enough, like we want to, Rwanda, let's really do this.
And we made a great connection, obviously, with the Mohammeds. I don't know if you guys know them, the residential tourists. They do have a YouTube and they own Ikawa Cafe, but she also offers a relocation service.
Right, Adila and Lamont.
Yes, they offer a relocation service. So we were like, okay, this is super. it's helpful because now we have someone in country, we have someone that is of, you know, they're going to look for things a Western mindset or Western point of view will look for. And they have experience. They've been there for a year plus, you know, living, doing business. So it was a great opportunity. And we decided to link up with them and use the service.
Right, because they're just great people.
Yes.
Like just, you meet them,
Yes.
you're going to love them.
Yes.
Like, that's just kind of
The
what it's like meeting them.
Just the experience, honestly, being in the Kawa Cafe and why Rwanda was even more of a push is you really understand how much you miss just, I don't want to say your people, but it is your people.
Right.
You know,
just
you
vibing and connecting with people that have similar background experiences as you.
Right. Like when we sat down and I heard someone, you know, from America talking, it was just like, I had like the biggest smile, and that's what you find, you know, at Kawa Cafe. It was just like that beacon, and I was like, we have not found that in Uganda, and it was nice. It was nice.
Yeah.
I really, really enjoyed it. It was nice.
The food was incredible.
The food
First
was
off, right?
yeah.
Like that's
yeah,
amazing,
the food was
right?
bomb. The food
But
was
then
good.
the ambiance
Yes.
and again, just being able to, you know, interact and meet fellow countrymen.
Right.
It was in a different country is always nice.
Yeah.
And we felt that even when we lived in Belgium.
Right.
Just, you know, again, you just miss home sometimes, right? Not saying you're not in some amazing place, but you know, you still miss home.
Right. And being able to not go home and still get that vibe was definitely a huge plus.
Yeah, that's a win. Definitely a win.
So in our third journey,
yes, which was just my solo.
Yes,
it was just my solo, which you saw the video, my vlog, and you kind of, well, not kind of, you saw what was going on with me, and that was a bad one. That was that one kind of shook me up a bit. I'm not gonna
shook you up, right? It slammed you into a car.
Right.
It slammed you into the back of a car.
Right. Well, back of a truck. Right. So I hit the truck, and then I was on the ground, and then I was having a difficult time moving. So.
And he said, "Let me call my wife."
Let me call my wife from the accident.
She'll be able to hold it together.
She'll be able to get me oriented enough so that I can navigate this accident. One
of the most terrifying things in my life. I can hands down say one of the most terrifying things, surreal. I couldn't even. I still can't. I won't even like get into detail because I'll probably start crying because you know that's what it is. But the pattern was that these things and these alerts, notifications, I guess in modern day times, they kept increasing in severity of like, hey, don't come here. Don't come here. And we both had to just sit back and actually acknowledge that.
Yeah.
There is some type of force, specifically his bloodline, I think, because again, it's more so him. Yeah, I mean, like near death type of things that I'm can't say that it's okay to just push through and something happened to my husband or my child because of whatever energy force that is trying to keep us out. That to me did not make sense.
Well, let's talk about that a little bit, real briefly as well, because I don't think anybody really knows my background either or my connection to
Rwanda. My bad.
You know, so I don't.
My bad.
You know, so we can kind of talk, you know, briefly a little bit about that. So, I grew up for a long time not really knowing I knew half of where my family is from, but I didn't know at all where my other half of my family was from. I was told it was a different place, so I kind of just lived my life thinking I was from one place, and I wasn't. And it wasn't until I was in my early 40s that I got notified, like, actually, no, you're from Rwanda. Rwanda. What? I'm from Africa? Like, yeah.
Yeah, him.
Me.
Him.
Yeah, everybody thinks it's her every time. I'm like, no, it's me. I'm the one with the. Obviously, she has.
Yes,
roots
but not
here,
not.
but not.
I don't have
no,
traceable roots like
right.
he does now.
Right.
Which is
pretty crazy, right? Like, so I actually like.
I think it's funny that everybody thinks we're like opposite. Everybody thinks like, oh yeah, you're Hawaiian. I'm like, I'm the one from Hawaii.
Right.
It's me.
Yeah.
And then they're like, you know,
oh,
hey, she's the African.
She's the African, like,
No,
and I'm the white guy because I'm a white guy here.
Yeah.
So, but no. So once I learned of my background and my connection to Rwanda, that's what really kind of made us want to go to Rwanda.
Or even look into it. Like
even look into it, right? Yeah, like let's look at this place.
Because honestly, how many people look into East Africa? Let's just be honest.
True.
Like you need to.
Absolutely.
Like I really think people need to.
Right.
But a lot of people just don't look into. You look in South Africa, you listen to West Africa, but nobody really looks into East Africa, and it's popping over here. Yeah. Just so you know, it's kind of a place you need to come visit.
Right. You know, so having the opportunity to come to Africa and let's document this journey back to Africa and to where I'm from, my other part. I made a pretty detailed account on my trip back to my reserve, which is my other side, First Nations in Canada, Native Indian.
We should share some of that. They have no idea about that. That was a crazy trip. That was fun.
So we did that trip, Sida and I did a few years ago, back to the reserve, which I was planning to make into a movie, which I still will do. But I really wanted to include this journey back to Africa as well. So you get to see the full meat. And she mentions my bloodline, or Yoshin's bloodline is also the big push for me. Not only that I want to discover my own history, but also I want Yosh to experience his as well. This is where you're from as well. Mm-hmm. So that was our push as well to get to Rwanda. And
these visas are expiring soon, so where the hell are we going?
Where are we going?
Where are we going?
Where are we going?
Where are we going?
Dude, every day it changes, right?
Listen, don't bring that up.
All right. Every
okay.
Day, new ideas are coming.
Right. Chaotic cancer. You should say new ideas are coming from him. Okay? From him. New ideas are coming from him, and then I need to digest them, research, break it down, and I do all that within the day, and then within 24 hours, she's like, let's take that off the board. How about this?
Because here's the thing, she does really good research, and she makes a lot of really valid points, and so it makes me reconsider, is what it is. So she's very efficient, so that's kind of detrimental to herself in this.
Wow, so it's my fault.
Well, that's one way,
I see you just bringing it full circle and just putting it on me. Cool. So, yeah, do we know where we're going? I don't know.
We don't? I don't think so.
I don't know, but we will fill you guys in. We've done a lot of research on the entire continent. Mm-hmm.
We definitely are doing that.
Yeah, a lot of places, learning about them. Entry requirements, what they have to offer. Like, side note, South Sudan.
Wow.
Like, what?
Wow, Juba. Wow.
What?
Learned a lot.
We learned a lot and had no idea. Mm-hmm.
But again, that's what this is, right? Like, that's why also we're here, is to learn, and most importantly, experience new things so that we can share them. Where to next?
We have a lot of places on the list to say that we've looked at: South Africa, Namibia, Zambia, Tanzania, obviously Kenya, of course, Ghana,
South Sudan,
Burundi, Angola. When I tell you we've looked into all these places, and we are going to do our best, because again, we're not just going to quickly visit, we're going to be living there for some time. And experiencing it. We want to be able to experience it. So, yeah, just watch.
Yeah.
That's all we got, guys.
Yeah.
Deuces. Where will we go next?
Where? Oh, where? No shuffle? What?
No,
shuffle?
my legs, I'm sick. I'm